Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the tier 9 German heavy tank, the E75. It's old reliable, the old faithful. This was my second ever tier 9 heavy tank in the game that I actually unlocked. It was the second ever tier 9 unlocked period, to be honest. Because I unlocked, the first line I went through was the American line. I went up to the E5, so the first tier 9 I had was the M103. And then the second line I did was the German heavy line, so I ended up getting up to the E100 and I unlocked the E75 as my second ever tier 9. And what a tier 9 it is. It's even to this day still a very, very good tank. It got buffed a very long time ago. That sort of tried to keep it up with the times a bit. It's like they gave it a bit of better engine power and like better top speed, that sort of thing. That was a long time ago, and it to this day it's still a fantastic tank. 6.0 helped it in a lot of ways because obviously it made the gun's already fairly accurate, made it even more accurate. The reload's 10% better because obviously you can basically have a second gun rammer with rapid reload. It's just a really, really nice tank to play, and it's a very good beginner's tank is what I'd say, because it's just a tank that if you do the basics right, you'll have good times in this thing. Because it's got good gun depression, like 8 degrees. It's got pretty decent mobility. It's got very good armour. Like the lower plate's the weak spot, but if you play it right because of the way it's shaped, you can side scrape very, very well. The gun slaps. It's pretty damn accurate. You know, the shell velocity is a little bit slow, but it is a big 128mm gun. It's a fantastic tank. It's a lot of fun to play. So, what do I run on the crew? Well, on the crew, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Track Mechanic, Steady Aim, Run and Gun, Smooth Ride, and not Controlled Impact. Clutch Braking, that's the one. I very rarely run Clutch Braking, so I just see it and forget what's the name of it. But I run those because I just wanted to make the track traverse a little better, because the little track traverse was a little bit slow, so I wanted to make it, you know, that I think it's 7.5% better, something like that. It might be a little bit less, might be a little bit more. I'm not too sure on the exact percentages for clutch braking, and I just wanted to help the mobility along with the smooth ride, you know, help the terrain resistances, make it so we reach that top speed a little bit quicker, because the gun is pretty damn accurate, and you, with running rammer, vert stabs and optics, you don't really need the snapshot to make the gun better on turret rotation, so I don't run that in lieu of the mobility perks. This tank is obviously so much fun. It's still good to this day, and the reason I started playing it again was because it just recently got a Black Friday skin, and it's the skin you're seeing on the tank right now. I don't know what it is about the Black Friday skins, like the 3,000 gold, which is a hell of a lot of gold. I wouldn't recommend getting, unless you truly love the way it looks, I wouldn't recommend getting the skins for that much gold. Wait until maybe they have a skin sale or a camouflage sale or something like that. I don't know if they'll ever do that or affect it, but well, then I suppose the Black Friday skins might not be there because it's only a one-time deal, possibly, or every year, you know, as they do. Because nothing's ever one time. But I love the simplicity of the skin. I just think the tank looks awesome in black. It's got the little whatever it is on the front of the turret as well, and it just, I don't know, I just really like the look of it. So I was like, oh, you know, it's one of those things. I purchased it, got the skin for most of the tanks that got the skins because I thought they look awesome with them, and just went, yeah, okay, then let's take out the E75 and give it a run because it looks awesome. Let's get playing it. And we're in the first game and we're on Westfield. We've managed to fight on this ridgeline that you might have seen in the previous video in the 50 TP that we fought on twice. It's a good ridgeline to fight on. It's a good place for the E75, and obviously the E75 with the mobility that I've got the changes doesn't really have too much problems getting here in good time. And we're managing to affect good damage so far. So we're up to 3.2k damage already. And we managed to shut down the M46 pattern there. I kind of want to start getting some shots into this T30. Now, we know from earlier on when the T30 was shooting at us that he actually doesn't have the big gun. And I'm pretty sure he actually doesn't have the 120 either. So I'm just kind of not as bothered about him, but he's still a T30. I want to get rid of him. And, you know, he's also bothering my left flank. Something we want to sort out. Now, we've lost our ammo rack here, and that's really annoying, especially since we just repaired it. That's the worst thing about it. That Jackal injured it, or say injured it. Jackal damaged it from the side. We repaired it. Next shot, straight away, took the ammo rack. Annoying. It is what it is. It makes our 11.1 second reload a 23.4 second reload. Painful. Now right here is what is good about the E75. This guy came charging over. He managed to put a shot straight into a turret because we went straight for the face hug. And so far, he's not penned us. He's managed to bounce off us every time because he doesn't have the gun depression to actually get his gun down into our lower plate. And we were close enough to him that he was really struggling to pen us. And it's one thing that is really strong about the E75 is if you're in that situation, you can just rush in, face hug, laugh. Now, we didn't angle very well against the IS-3 there. The IS-3 managed to slap a shot in trackers and penners, which is really unfortunate, but it is what it is. We got a return shot into him for like 500 odd, which is one of the things I love about this gun, just how hard it hits. We've repaired the ammo rack now, so we're back at full fighting capacity, which is fantastic. It's what we want. And we're just keeping our eye on the targets. Like, I don't want to get shot by the IS-3 in the side again because, well, I don't want to lose my ammo rack again, to be perfectly honest. We managed to shut down the T-30, and my next target is the IS-3. Like, that Sturmpanzer's got a big gun, and he just fired. If you heard the big boom, I wasn't going to go over and shoot at the Sturmpanzer. I was going to go for the IS-3. But then he fired. And it was like, well, he's fired now. That means I can safely go over. He was probably going to pen our lower plate if we did go over. But it's indeed fired, we've got to finish him off. We pen the IS-3, and we're a heavy tank. We're a very, very heavy tank that can get up to a very good speed on a downslope. Ram the IS-3, take very little in return, and off we go. We're going to go hunting for the last tank that's alive on the enemy team. We're up to 7.1k damage, which is a great game for a tier 9. The Earthshaker gets spotted up. We're aiming to make sure that this shell's flying true, and we shut down the Earthshaker. And we finish the game with the really cool skin showing off. We finished the game with 5 kills, 7.5k damage, 2k base XP, 139 assistance, the ace tanker, the high caliber, steel wall. We ended up blocking 4k damage as well, which is really nice for the tank. And honestly, if you play the 75 right, you can block so much damage. It is such a fun tank. And to be honest, I mean, the lines suffered a little bit in these days of, you know, it's a very, very old line, isn't it, right? You know, if you go from the VK3001H to the 3601H to the Tiger 1, the Tiger 2, E75, E100, the line's old. I'd say the E75 is probably one, well, the Tiger 1 as well. The E75 is probably one of the only ones that's really stood the test of time. Has had a little bit, like I say earlier, it has had that little bit of love, which they buffed it, and it did make it a lot better and a lot nicer to play. And that's just helped it carry on going. Because the Tiger 2, unfortunately, still hasn't been buffed for however long it's been going. And it's just a sad little tank these days. I mean, I used to love the Tiger 2 because the armour was decent. The armour was pretty decent for its tier. The gun is on the Tiger 2, to be fair, the gun is absolutely fabulous. But you just get, these days you get penned by everything. Like, you have no armour and your mobility is not the best and you just get wrecked. And it's got a really nice skin these days as well, which is really sad. So I'm hoping that the E100 line is a line that gets looked at soonish, so we can play the renewed Tiger 2 with a really cool skin. Like, the Tiger 1's still got really good DPM. It's the same as it's always been. It's a big box with no armour, but it has got a fantastic gun and fantastic DPM. It can still do quite a lot already that it used to be able to do, and it's still a really good tank. The VK3601H is a very good tank in its tier as well. 3001H, tier 5, it's tier 5. And the E100, yeah, the E100 is the E100, right? It's got one problem, and that's the fact that everyone fires prem at it, and it just gets absolutely wrecked. The E100 is only annoying to play purely because of the fact that it gets penned by premium rounds all the time. When they get round to it, the one thing they really need to do, I say the only thing, the one thing they really need to do with the E100 is buff those turret cheeks, make it so that premium rounds will struggle with the turret cheeks, but leave the little bar on top of the tank, because that way, you know, it'll still have a weak spot, but hard to hit like it used to be. Hopefully it's a line that gets looked at soon, because it is one that's still close to my heart, because it was my second heavy tank line, and it was a heavy tank line that I did truly, absolutely love. Speaking of Tiger 2s, we get a shot straight into his drive wheel, track him and pen him, and like I say, because the Tiger 2's armour is very sad these days, it is really easy to track and pen it. The M46 pattern just drives sideways on in front of us, which gives us a nice shot into him. It's a very dangerous tank. Used to have to fire premium to even pen your lower plate of an E75. These days it's got 268 pen on its APCR rounds that are standard. Tank's nutty these days, the M46 pattern. It's a really, really nice tank, and you just got to be careful of fighting it because its DPM is insane and it's got a great pen. We managed to shut down the CS52 Lease as he was running away, and now we're going after the M46. He gets shot in the back. I could finish this guy if we get the good roll, and we do get a good roll. We end up hitting him for 511, which is really nice. I said that's the one thing it's so satisfying about this tank is just how high it can roll. We fully aim the shot in, slap it in to finish the M43 off, and now we're up 10-6. They've got 6 tanks left. We're just going to go after them because we know exactly where they are. Some of them are along the 2 line at around HJK, and we know they're sort of in that corner. So what I want to do is push over here and get to the ridge line that's directly in front of me. Because if I get to that ridge line that is directly in front of me there, it's probably around, what, J4, 3-4, something like that. I can stay safe and get good angles to protect myself from their little corner at J2. And I can also use the ridgeline in front of me to keep popping up and spotting anyone that might be camping at H1 too. So I want to get to that ridgeline there and stay safe. I've boosted my view range with food there to make it so that I can try and spot them as quickly as possible. Because obviously if we get the tanks spotted up, we'll end up getting a good amount of assisted if hopefully the enemy, I say the enemy team, our team starts shooting them up. So we get to the ridge line, we get up on top, we manage to get a shot straight into the SU-130 PM there, and we're just going to pull back now so this 430 version 2 can't quite get a shot at us. We're looking at the Leopard 1, but unfortunately he's just going to pull back. This SU-130 PM is still sitting there, so I was thinking of going to get a shot at him, but the 430 version 2 pops up. I angle up a little bit to hopefully... I was kind of hoping, because he is firing heat, which he doesn't need to do these days, because he has got a lot of penetration. That 100mm got the same buff as the T54 did. I was hoping that I'd be able to bait the shot into my side with his heat round, which means he would have just got the heat round absorbed, but unfortunately he penned our lower plate. We do manage to get a nice shot into the other tanks there as we popped up on the ridgeline. And we're just looking for a shot into this Leopard. Fortunately enough, we put him down to a one-shot, and we're just going to pull back. Like I say, this tank is doing the basics. Fire, get yourself into a protective cover, use your armour well, slap. That's just this tank. Unfortunately, we ricochet off the Leopard PTA there. That's an unfortunate bounce on that guy. It's not very often you bounce on a Leopard. He pulls back though, so we can't get a shot into him, but then he just kindly drives out sideways on. Thank you very much, sir. We'll finish you off there. We're up to 5.4k damage, 1,368, I should say, assistance. So we're at, 6.7, 6.8k combined, which is nice. There's 3 tanks left. We know exactly where they all are. They're in this corner. I'm kind of expecting to possibly catch this medium tank out. Just as I say that, we find him, shut him down, and now there's the 2 remaining tanks in front of us. We've got a little lip in front of us, so I know that I can use this to stay safe from them, pop round, get a shot into him. I also know that I can take a hit. I mean, look how much health I've got. We managed to shut him down. The AMX-30 gets a shot into us. I'm hoping I can possibly reload in time to finish the AMX-30, but I can't quite do it. But still, we finished with a great tally for the E75, which is just still a fantastic tank. And we're finished with 7 kills, 6.1k damage, 1,300 assistance, ace tanker, devastator, sniper, high caliber, top gun, 1,991 base XP. The E75, it's got a new skin, looks great, it's a great tank, love it. I have always loved it, it's just great. So as always everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.